The shotgun's roar shattered the stillness of the night, a violent crack that tore through the darkness. Emily collapsed in the dirt, a scream ripping from her throat as the gas can slipped from her bloodied fingers. Flames danced wildly along the stable's wooden beams, already devouring the structure she'd set ablaze. My horses screamed in terror, hooves pounding like a desperate drumbeat. The cows thrashed against their pens, caught in a blind panic. Smoke stung my lungs, but the rage burning inside me was hotter, fiercer. I stood frozen, gun still smoking, heart hammering like a war machine, staring down at the woman who'd vowed to purge our quiet corner of Willow Creek of what she called filth. They'll brand me a monster, a murderer. But they didn't see what she did to my land, my family, my daughter. This wasn't her first trespass, but I'd make damn sure it was her last. It all began on a cool autumn evening in 2024, the sun sinking low over Willow Creek, casting a golden glow across the rolling hills. My family's 80-acre ranch had been my refuge for years, passed down from my grandfather to my father, and now to me. The horses grazed lazily in the pasture, their coats shimmering in the fading light. My 9-year-old daughter, Lily, giggled as she tossed a ball near the chicken coop, her voice a melody that anchored my world. Life here was simple, raw, a sanctuary untouched by the chaos of the city. Then Margaret Voss arrived. I'll never forget the day her sleek BMW crunched up the gravel drive, an intruder in our quiet world. She stepped out, all sharp edges in a pristine white blazer, clutching a tablet like a weapon. Her voice was polished, but it cut like a blade. "Mr. Harper," she said, "we need to discuss your setup." Setup? That's what she called my family's legacy. I leaned against the fence post, arms crossed. "It's a ranch," I said, voice flat. "And it's mine." Her smile was cold, predatory. "Legal or not, your animals are dragging down property values. Willow Creek is meant for refinement, not a petting zoo." I barked a laugh. "Lady, this land was here long before your kind showed up with their HOAs and their rules." Her eyes narrowed, and she tapped something into her tablet, her lips twitching with barely veiled fury. "Consider this your only warning," she said, before climbing back into her car and peeling away, gravel spitting under her tires. Something in my gut told me this was just the start. Within days, her warning turned into a siege. Bright red HOA notices began appearing on my gate, accusing me of unsanitary livestock conditions and unauthorized animal gatherings. That last one was for letting local kids ride ponies on weekends. Then the sabotage began. One morning, my phone buzzed with a frantic call from a neighbor. "Luke, your cows are in my yard." I rushed outside to find my electric fence dead, wires sliced clean. Lily stood on the porch, clutching her stuffed horse, eyes wide with fear. As I herded the spooked animals back, a police cruiser rolled up. And who stepped out? Margaret, of course, her smirk sharp enough to cut glass. "Officer," she purred, "this man's negligence is a danger to our community." I stormed toward her, fists balled. "They're not wild. Someone cut my fence." Her eyes gleamed. "Maybe you should control your lifestyle better." I leaned in close, her perfume choking me, and growled, "Come on my land again, Margaret, and you'll regret it." She didn't flinch. "Oh, Luke," she whispered, "you're already in over your head." The war escalated. One afternoon, I heard Lily's scream pierce the air, sharp and raw. My heart seized, and I sprinted toward the sound, dropping the shovel in my hand. There she was, my little girl, sprawled in the dirt, her lip bleeding, her eyes brimming with tears. Above her stood Margaret, clutching Lily's ball, her face twisted with venom. "What the hell did you do?" I roared, charging forward. She turned, her expression mockingly innocent. "Your brat trespassed on HOA property," she sneered. I was teaching her the rules. "Rules?" I bellowed, fists trembling. "She's 9. Margaret leaned closer, her voice dripping poison. "A nuisance, just like her father." Something snapped inside me. I closed the gap in 2 steps, grabbed her arm, and shoved her against the fence. Her tablet hit the ground, screen cracking. "Touch my daughter again," I snarled, "and I'll bury you." Neighbors watched, frozen, as Margaret stumbled back, blood trickling from a cut on her cheek. "You'll pay for this," she hissed, before fleeing to her car. The war had just gone nuclear. The days that followed were a nightmare. Margaret didn't retreat. She doubled down. More violation notices flooded my gate, each one a lie hazardous conditions, noise complaints, health risks. The cops showed up twice in a weekend, summoned by her fabricated reports. They found nothing, but her smug grin from across the road burned hotter than the September sun. Lily clung to me whenever we left the house, her face still bruised. Every time I saw that mark, my promise to Margaret echoed like a vow. Touch my daughter again, and I'll bury you. Then came the night that changed everything. At 1:47 a.m., my dog's growl yanked me from sleep. I grabbed my shotgun and crept to the window. A shadow moved near the stable, deliberate and slow. The faint clink of metal hit my Ursa gas can. My blood turned to ice. I tore outside, flashlight beams slicing through the dark. There she was, Margaret, drenched in sweat, a gas can in one hand, a lighter in the other. She didn't flinch when my light hit her. She grinned. "This ends tonight, Luke," she said, her voice twisted him. "No more filth on my street." "Drop it," I roared, shotgun aimed at her chest. She didn't stop. She flicked the lighter, and a flame sparked to life, hungry and cruel. Gasoline splashed against the stable's wood, and fire erupted, clawing at the night. The horses screamed, hooves pounding in terror. "Stop!" I lunged forward, voice breaking. Margaret spun toward me, eyes wild. "You can't save them," she hissed. "But I can save this town." I pulled the trigger. The shotgun's blast tore through the night, and Margaret screamed, collapsing, blood pooling beneath her. The lighter fell, useless, as sirens wailed in the distance. "You shot me," she shrieked, clutching her leg. "You'll rot for this. You tried to burn my animals alive." I barked, sweat stinging my eyes. "You should be dead." The deputies arrived, cuffing me as Margaret played the victim, tears streaming down her face. "He tried to kill me," she sobbed. "I just wanted peace." I roared, "She's lying. Check the gas can." But they shoved me into the cruiser, her crocodile tears gleaming under the flashing lights. As they drove me away, I made a promise. This wasn't over. 2 days later, I sat in my lawyer's office, wrists raw from the cuffs. "She's suing for attempted murder," my attorney, Sarah Coleman, said calmly. "But we've got something." Hours at the county records office uncovered a bombshell. My ranch was never part of the HOA. My father had opted out decades ago, making every fine, every notice illegal. Then came a stranger, nervous man, Margaret's cousin, Daniel. He handed me a flash drive, voice trembling. "She's not alone," he whispered. "She wanted your ranch gone. Burned." That night, I played the drive. Margaret's voice, cold and gleeful. "A little fire can clean up trash. He won't leave? We'll make him." My blood boiled. This wasn't harassment. This was war. The final battle came weeks later. I woke to the horses' screams, smoke choking the air. The stable was ablaze, flames roaring like a beast unleashed. I grabbed the shotgun and ran, freeing the animals as the fire consumed everything. A rafter crashed, nearly crushing me, but I dragged myself out, lungs burning, rage hotter than the inferno. In court, Sarah played the recordings, showed the illegal notices, and proved Margaret's conspiracy. The judge's gavel fell like a hammer. Margaret got 18 years for arson, harassment, and conspiracy. The HOA dissolved. My name was cleared. But the war wasn't over. Anonymous threats kept coming. A bullet shattered my window. Then, one stormy night, I caught her again, Margaret, out on bail, creeping toward my rebuilt stable with a crowbar. I fired a warning shot, and she fell, screaming as deputies swarmed. The gavel fell again, sealing her fate. Standing on my land months later, watching Lily laugh as the horses grazed, I finally breathed free. Margaret thought she could burn me down. She didn't know fire forges steel. Now, I want to hear from you. What would you do if someone attacked your child and tried to destroy your world? Would you fight like I did, or walk away? Could you forgive someone like Margaret, or would you make her pay? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button if this story hit you hard, and subscribe for more raw, real battles. Because some fights don't just destroy, they build you stronger. What's your move?